Welcome back to Better Kansas City. If you're like me, all animals make you feel better, but some specially trained dogs can actually give you therapeutic benefits. Mike Deathe of K.I.S.S Dog Training is here to tell us the difference between a therapy dog and emotional support dog. So, can you first off explain just what the difference is?
There's three kinds.
Okay.
So you have a therapy dog, which, if you remember Leo, the great big one I brought,
Yes, we remember.
went into elementary schools. Hey, it's right there. And kids would read to her. So the idea of a therapy dog is they just go out in nursing homes and schools and they provide a therapy, but they're not allowed to be in public.
Okay.
So you can't take them into a grocery store, you can't take them into a restaurant.
And why couldn't you?
Because, well, you have health laws, you have all sorts of different things. Now, we can move up to the next category, which is an emotional support dog or emotional support animal, and that is prescribed by a doctor, a dog who gives emotional support to somebody, let's say post-traumatic stress. But the dog is really geared to in-home use.
So if it's an emotional support dog, can they go with a person anywhere, for instance?
No.
Okay.
What they can do, though, is even if you live in a non-pet friendly, let's say, home, because it is a recognized federal animal, you can't be told you can't have the dog.
Okay.
So they're allowed on airplanes, they're allowed in homes, and they have to have a doctor's note.
Okay, and then what about the third
The
type?
third one is a service dog, and those are the dogs who spend years being trained to help somebody with a specific skill. So it might be somebody in a wheelchair, it might be somebody who's blind, it might be somebody who needs a emotional support animal all the time.
Okay, and the last time we saw this baby,
Yes.
much smaller. We're getting a little pup date as well.
Yeah.
Is she being trained to be one of these sorts of
So
dogs?
with therapy dogs, I think you let them choose the therapy. I've had some that were really good at therapy work, and I had some that weren't. Leo was awesome at it. I'm hoping that she's going to be a therapy dog, and that's the goal. We haven't decided.
So little Luca, there could be big plans depending on her behavior.
She may show up at the same school where Leo worked.
Really?
So yeah, I've been out of it for about 2 years now, and so hopefully on her first year birthday, maybe year and a half, we may be taking a therapy dog certification test.
And little Luca's kind of in those teenage years right now.
Yes, she is. She went from the cute puppy stage, and now she tests dad on a daily basis.
Okay, so let's put this in perspective because we've been talking all sorts of different service dogs.
Yeah.
Despite whatever the title is there a good golden rule for approaching
Absolutely.
a dog for the first time?
Well, any dog, the number one rule is you always ask. When it comes down to if you know it's a service dog.
I am terrible about this, right? I just started petting little Luca.
Yep. Service dogs, really and truly, their job is to work, and we should leave them alone and let them do their job. Most people, you're not going to meet most emotional support dogs out on the street, but you will meet a lot of therapy dogs. One thing is to look at the vest the dog is wearing. If it says service or working dog, leave them alone. But the golden rule is simple. Always ask, and you don't approach dogs, dogs approach you. So if you kneel and the dog comes towards you, you know the dog wants to say hello. But really and truly, give working dogs their space because they're there to do a job, not get attention.
Okay, and then let's talk about that vest, right? Because you mentioned that a lot of service or working dogs will be wearing one. Is that a rule, like anytime they're in public
They should. Unfortunately, there is a big, you can find those vests anywhere on the internet and you can buy them. So it is one of those that a lot of people out there are using.
But you would not recommend that, right?
No, absolutely not.
Do not do that.
Do not do that.
The dogs actually serve a purpose if they've had this special training.
Absolutely, and in most cases, service dogs have gone through anywhere from 1.5 years to 2.5 years of training before they even start working.
Okay, well, you told me that I should not just approach a dog. I do not know, but do you have a little treat? Maybe I can see if I can get Luca's attention here. Hi, Luca. Okay, so maybe a future for service dog.
Absolutely,
for this girl.
not service dog, therapy dog.
Therapy.
She'll be a therapy dog.
Okay, wonderful. Well, thank you so much, Mike, for really separating all the differences because a lot of us wouldn't walk around and know necessarily.
Absolutely. And if you got any questions, just most local trainers are going to be able to answer the questions for you.
Wonderful. Well, thank you.